Strike that last remark from the record, Administrator. Warden, you will only refer to the prisoner by official allocation or chosen title, not full name.
My apologies, High Chancellor, but as I was saying, I see no reason why inmate Theta Wolf 4-2 should be selected for CIA operations. They've shown a distinct contempt for our authority throughout many of their regenerations, and need I remind you of the reason for their very incarceration in Shada?
You need not remind me, lest I remind you that I was on the very council ship they hijacked.
A hijack that was sanctioned by CIA ourselves in order to prevent the ship falling into Dalek control.
At which point, they were scapegoated and imprisoned in Shada, which, speaking from experience, has made them somewhat belligerent towards authority. So, with all due respect to both the High Council and the CIA, I reiterate that I see no reason why this inmate should be released for CIA operations.
Because the inmate has already agreed to our terms. In exchange for their freedom, they will become occasional agents for us. As for their attitude towards authority, part of the terms is regeneration by design into an individual who is more inclined to be helpful.
How is that even possible?
The Sisterhood of Khan provided us with the means. But I would remind you that what is said in this meeting remains in this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you wish to return to Shada as a prisoner rather than its warden.
Yes, High Chancellor.
Very well. Now that is settled, Administrator, will you please check on the current status of Theta Wolf 4-2?
Chancellery Guard, please report on the inmate status.
Regeneration currently in progress, ma'am.
How is the process?
There seems to be some discomfort, ma'am.
That is to be expected when specific results are needed.
Regeneration complete, ma'am.
Good. Standard regeneration protocols apply. Establish identity via controlled questions.
Yes, Coordinator. Do you know where you are?
Adelphi.
Do you know why you are here?
Released from Shada. On condition of regeneration. To work with the CIA.
Do you know who you are?
Inmate designation, Theta Wolf 4-2. But personally, I've always preferred to be called the Doctor.
Enter. You may be seated.
Well, I wasn't going to wait for permission. Are these really necessary?
We must retain appearance for the time being, Doctor. You are still a prisoner, after all.
Yes, well, speaking of appearances, we passed a few reflective surfaces on our way here, and I'm not entirely sure I approve. Not to mention, was this really necessary too? I can't think of any more obvious way than saying, I am a Time Lord, than having Gallifreyan marks up your arm.
As I said, Doctor, you are still a prisoner, and being freed at our discretion. So your appearance is irrelevant. It's the attitude of this new incarnation we care about.
Well, if you don't let me out of these manacles, we'll both soon discover what my attitude is like, and I don't know where I draw the line yet.
And that, Doctor, is precisely what I hope for. Guard, administer the serum and unshackle the prisoner.
Yes, Coordinator.
Oh, you... What the bloody hell was that for?
Just a regeneration stabilizer serum. We want to make sure you are recovered as soon as possible.
Well, that's more like it. Now then, let's get down to things. I agreed to undertake your occasional missions in exchange for...
An allowance of freedom from your duties?
I said freedom. You don't get to change the terms now.
Rest assured, Doctor, you will be given the leave to govern your own affairs in your own time. But when we need you, it's not open to debate.
Well, I can't exactly say I'm happy. I don't have much choice in the matter, do I? So if you'll point me in the direction of my TARDIS, then I'll be on my merry way. Hear from you soon, no doubt. Bill me for the scuffed floor.
I see this regeneration hasn't dulled for your facetious tone, Doctor. Here is your first assignment. We can hardly let you go off running without running a few... field tests.
Not quite prepared to cut the puppet strings entirely yet then. What a surprise.
We'll be sending you to Adelphi Prime in the Calabra cluster. You're familiar with it?
Only by name. Fairly standard backwater planet inhabited by Earth colony of farmers, but otherwise uninteresting.
Not for much longer. We have temporal intelligence that shows the people of Adelphi Prime will eventually process technology that will lead to the destruction of the entire cluster. These events will lead to creation of several black holes, which in turn become the basis for a full-scale galactic war amongst the neighbouring galaxies, hoping to harness the power of these black holes for themselves.
And you want me to try and stop the war?
In a manner of speaking, we want you to stop the war from beginning. Your assignment is to prevent the people of Adelphi Prime from ever gaining the abilities of high technology.
And how exactly do you expect me to do that?
That, Doctor, is entirely up to you. The CIA would like to see how you tackle these problems, and you have discretion to act in whatever way you see fit, as long as your assignment is completed.
In other words, the CIA believes the ends will justify the means.
We prefer to keep collateral damage to a minimum where possible, of course, but yes.
Just so we're clear here, Coordinator, working for you in the CIA doesn't mean I'm always going to abide by your guidelines.
And that, Doctor, is precisely why we want you. Plausible deniability should you ever need it. It's well known Gallifrey has little control over the actions of a renegade, and the great Doctor would never willingly work the CIA after all.
That's because I'm not working for you willingly.
And we have come full circle, but the time for talking is over. You have your assignment, and when it is complete, you'll be brought back here for debriefing.
All right, fine. Where's my TARDIS?
Safe. You'll get it back upon completion of the assignment. So, for now, take this.
Transmat device. Pre-programmed, I take it.
Of course. Simply activate it to travel to Adelphi Prime, and when we receive the relevant timeline data showing your assignment is complete, activate it again to return.
Well then, no TARDIS, no sonic screwdriver, and nothing but a set of tatty prison overalls to my name. Don't wait up, Coordinator. You couldn't have found a shadier spot to leave me. Where is everyone? This is supposed to be a farming community. What are they farming? Sand? What the hell am I wearing? Let's have a look. ID. John Smith, adjudicator for the Bureau of Interplanetary Affairs. So that's my cover story, is it? What exactly or what am I supposed to be adjudicating? Hello? Is there anyone around?
Ah, you must be the adjudicator. I mean, of course you are. The robes of office rather give it away. Chief Administrator Traxia, I've been sent to escort you to the City Overseer's office.
Smith. John Smith. Nice to meet you.
Smith? Now that's a good traditional Earth name. Some of the adjudicators who visited before have some rather peculiar names, but then I can hardly talk with a name like Traxia. Anyway, sorry. I'm rambling. If you would care to step this way.
Thank you. Looks like this is going to be a mission into the unknown. Ooh, good phrase.
Welcome to our city, adjudicator.
This is surprising. It's not at all what I expected. I thought Adelphi Prime was a simple farming colony.
We were, but that was centuries ago. I'd have thought the Bureau was aware of our progress. That is in part why you're here after all, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Sorry. Truth be told, I've actually been reassigned your case from another adjudicator. All very last minute. I didn't really have time to review the file.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm sure the Bureau has its hands full. So many colonies, so little time.
Yes, exactly. So if it wouldn't be too prudent of me to ask, could you perhaps give me a quick rundown of things here? It's always good to hear it from the people rather than a file, I find.
I'd be only too happy. We've got a bit of a journey to get to central offices, so I'll be happy to answer any queries on the way. If you would follow me, we'll take the maglev.
Oh, you even have trains. Please lead the way. The first question I have isn't really relevant, but I'm something of a science buff, so I'm intrigued.
The dome?
You get that one a lot, I take it. I mean, invisible dome housing this massive city. It's kind of only to be expected, I suppose.
I'm afraid it's not quite that technology advanced. It's made up from polycarbonate. The panels of the dome absorb the heat from our sun and use that in our endothermic generators to power the city. The invisibility, as you put it, is the result of the nanocams built into the panels. They project the image on an opposing panel, thereby making the dome seem invisible.
Impressive. But even so, that's very high-level technology to protect a colony of farmers, ex-farmers.
We're a peaceful colony. If no one knows we're here, then no one bothers us. But we are still very much farmers. If you'd care to take a look out of the window, we should just be passing our cornfields now.
So I see. Very impressive. Would I be right in thinking that the dome panels can be altered to let in more light to help the growth process?
Yes. And the condensation runs off from our endothermic generators. It's pumped back into the irrigation system.
How is all this possible? I mean, there's advancements in technology in a few centuries, but this is far beyond that. Even by Earth standards. You can't have brought all this with you.
Our ancestors brought our early technology, from which we derived our generators and irrigation systems, and basic habitation was rebuilt from the original colony ship. But not long after they settled, the history books tell of another ship.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. So you had outside help?
Not as such. The ship crashed several miles from the original settlement, and whilst the ship itself was relatively intact, its single occupant didn't survive.
Any idea who they were?
I'm afraid that's a bit beyond my knowledge, but the city overseer should be able to provide that information. Either way, our ancestors used the technology to better improve our lives and our future.
And still developing, I take it?
Yes, in fact, just last week, our scientific division made... sorry. That's not really something I should talk about.
Not trying to hide things from the Bureau now, are we?
No, not at all. I just meant more that it's something I'm not in full possession of the facts myself, and as I believe the old Earth saying goes, careless talk costs lives.
Yeah, the problem with that saying is it usually involves the cost of life somewhere along the line.
I'm sure the Overseer can explain things better. This is your stop. Follow the terrace to the lifts and then up to the top.
Thank you, Traxia. This might seem like an odd question. Have we met before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Guess I'm just having one of those days and a half. Thank you again.
Not a problem. I'm sure you can find me if you need anything. He's on his way up to the Overseer's office now. No, I don't think he suspects a thing.
Enter.
Hello, Oh, now that is what I call a view.
I like to think I watch over everyone in this city. It is my duty, after all, Mr.
Yes, Smith. John Smith. Adjudicator for the...
Bureau of Interplanetary Affairs. Yes, I guess that much.
Oh, of course, I'm expected.
That and the uniform does rather give it away. Would you care to take a seat?
Yes, of course. Oh, sorry, it's all been a bit last minute for me.
I see.
Yes, well, I can tell you're a busy man, so in a bid to speed things up a bit, how about you tell me, in your own words, exactly what I'm here for?
Very well. Our scientific division had detected significant quantities of valuable minerals on a planet a few light years away. They are currently working on designing an interstellar cargo ship that will be able to instantly travel to the planet and bring them back.
Light speed travel. Now, that level of technology certainly must have come from your visitor.
I don't believe that piece of information was included in the Bureau submission.
Well, we catch on quick. But on that note, tell me more about said visitor.
I'm afraid there isn't much to tell. Despite our ancestors' best efforts, the pilot died before they could find out more. And over time, the history has become rather blurred.
So they didn't die on impact. How interesting. Anyway, where does the Bureau fit into all of this?
As was explained in the submission, we have no interest in causing any conflicts with any potential inhabitants of the planet. We are asking for the Bureau to oversee the production, progress, and have representative present on the initial journey to ensure diplomatic peace should it be needed.
I can see the logic there. But in order to make sure that the Bureau are in full possession of all the facts, how do your scientists plan to obtain light speed travel?
Best I let them explain that. Traxia, see that Mr. Smith's security is upgraded to allow him access to the scientific division.
Yes, Overseer.
Just take the lift back down to the transport station. The platform to the scientific division is clearly marked. I hope you find it most illuminating.
Yes, well, thank you for your time.
Contact the military division. Tell them to double the guard on the reactor complex. If Mr. Smith does make it, though, I'll deal with him personally.
And be sure not to reveal too much that might arouse suspicion. Things have to play out as planned.
I understand.
I hope so. I'm not used to running these kinds of... Oh, hello, Dr. Smith? Mr. Smith?
Nice to see you again, Traxia. No rest for the wicked, eh?
What? Oh, I see. No. You actually just caught me on my way out. Sorry, rather busy, as you say. No rest for the... goodbye.
Yes, well, cheerio. Hello, I'm...
John Smith, Bureau Adjudicator?
Word travels fast in this place.
That, and we got a security notice you on your way down. Welcome to the Scientific Division. I was told you wanted to know about the interstellar ship.
Well, yes, but I have to say, this is an impressive selection of experiments you've got going on here. Floral cultivation, energy beam focusing, and is that a magnetic field stabilizer over there?
I didn't think the Bureau was so scientific. I thought politics was more your focus.
Well, we all have to have a hobby to go home to. Besides, given I'm here to talk about space travel, then they needed someone with at least a basic grasp of science.
You clearly show more than a basic grasp, which is good given what I have to show you. This way, please. You see, Dr. Smith, despite the design of our craft...
Well, wait, you just called me Dr. Smith. Traxia said that earlier as well.
Oh, did I? Sorry, I'm just so used to calling people doctor. It's a force of habit.
I see. Sorry, you were saying?
Yes, whilst our craft might be designed with travel across light years in mind, we haven't as yet perfected a form of status that would allow its crew to survive the long journey.
Have you ever considered a skeleton crew? Sorry, carry on.
We did consider an unnamed flight, but the problem is the very resources we need to fuel the ship are on the planet.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. So I'm going to hazard a guess. I'm here to look into your alternative propulsion system.
Exactly, and that is where this comes in.
No. That is a dark matter synthesizer.
You know what this is then? I'm impressed.
I will tell you what it is. It's bloody dangerous is what it is.
Then you'll be pleased to know it's not active. That's where we need the Bureau's help. The power it generates can be used to instantly hyper-jump the craft to the minerals planet and then jump back. That way, not only do we manage to save the resources, but also make the initial trip as quick as possible.
And how many initial trips are you planning?
Only 2 or 3. Once we have enough minerals and resources, we can continue to develop more conventional methods of travel and status.
And you think people will just willingly give up instant interstellar travel, do you?
We want practical, commonly progress to made for betterment, not simply for progress' sake. The people understand that sometimes a step back can result in 2 steps forward.
Yeah, well, that's a lovely sentiment and all. But you're ignoring the interstellar elephant in the room. How exactly are you going to power the synthesizer in the first place? You'd need a colossal amount of energy.
I'm afraid that is classified, beyond even my level. But the Overseer has assured us that the city reactors can produce enough power to spare.
Has he indeed? And I think that's something I need to be the judge of.
Then we have the Bureau's approval to continue?
That remains to be seen, Dr. Brooke. Something doesn't seem right here, and I think the reactor complex may provide some answers. Well, no one's been down here in a long time. Makes sense, I suppose. After all, we don't want anyone knowing what's really powering their city, do we, Overseer?
You are far too clever for the Bureau adjudicator. Who are you, really?
Someone who realizes when things aren't right. Someone who notices when the smaller details don't add up. Someone who is here to help. But not you. To help them. Your visitor. An Arcateenian. I knew it the moment I saw that dark matter synthesizer. You haven't been using your generators. You don't even have any. You've been draining this poor soul to power the city. It's one thing to take their technology. You didn't have to take their life as well.
We had nothing before they came here. We scavenged off the dirt like beasts. What little could we grow in such arid conditions, barely fed even a third of my people? When that ship crashed, I saw an opportunity to lead my people into a new age of prosperity.
You mean you saw a way to set yourself up for life?
Look around you. Did I not bring peace and prosperity to the city? I brought life.
No, you've taken a life and drawn out its agony, and you've done it to fulfill your own desires of power and convinced yourself it's for the greater good. So now I know what I have to do. Maybe the people in the city above us won't understand, But I can't let you continue to use this innocent being and let them wither just to fuel your ego.
Step away from those controls or I fire.
Then fire. Something tells me I can regenerate quicker than you can reload. It'd be a shame to end this incarnation so quickly, but... Wait. You brought the opportunities. But I was told that ship crashed hundreds of years ago. How is that possible?
Step away from those controls or I fire.
Yeah, I'm no more or less threatened by that the last time you said it. Now answer my question.
Step away from those controls or I fire.
Fire.
What? What is going on? Are you doing this? Is this part of your technology? Have you been leading me here? Why?
I'm sorry this hasn't quite gone to plan, but if you'd just bear with me a moment, I can explain everything.
You? You're behind all of this?
No, well, yes, but this isn't all what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that impression. But more importantly, why are you familiar? Tell me who you really are.
Please, just try to keep calm.
Oh, nothing here is making sense. What are you doing to this poor creature? Why doesn't the Overseer really exist? Who has been guiding me through all of this? How do I know you?
Doctor, please, just calm down.
I am calm. I just want to... Wait. You called me Doctor. How do you know who I am, and how do I know who you are?
Please, just let me explain.
No! I don't know what is going on here, but it stops. Now!
Matrix projection terminated. Please stand by.
What? What the... is going on?
Welcome back to reality, Doctor.
What the... Why am I chained up again?
Calm down, Doctor. You were never unchained.
Well, I don't... Oh. Regeneration stabilizer? If that's what it even was.
It was. And it was just something else as well. We can hardly throw you out into the universe without having seen how you operated under difficult circumstances, and how such circumstances might affect your ability to complete your assignment.
So everything that just happened, the city, the Overseer, even the Arcateenian, was, what, a Matrix projection?
Precisely. It was decided...
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to all of your reasons eventually, but what I don't understand are all the discrepancies. I mean, why bother with any of this subterfuge at all? Who let me into the reactor complex and bypass the security for me? Why did Traxia seem so familiar?
You called me, Coordinate. Oh, you're awake already. I hope you're not too disorientated. I'm sorry for not handling things very well at the end there.
So you weren't part of the projection?
No, or at least not part of the Matrix. It was just my job to oversee it. I'm sorry if it was distressing for you. That was my first time running a projection like that.
You know, I have to admit, I'm relieved to know it wasn't real. I mean, what they were doing, real or not, was abhorrent. But of everyone there, you proved to be kind and helpful. I'm guessing it was you that made sure I could get through security as part of the simulation, but why can I still not place you?
All in good time, Doctor. As I was saying, and to answer some of your questions, it was decided to see how your new incarnation would fare in the field. However, we also couldn't let you go...
Unchecked?
Unaided. So it was decided to send someone in with you. Someone we could trust, to report back and make sure that you followed your assignments as ordered.
Which is where I come in. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Sub-Administrator Radule Traxia. But just Traxia will do.
Hi. And yet, I still can't place you. I mean, I know you, but I've no idea how I know you.
We've never met, and I know you only by reputation.
Then how...
As I was saying, it was decided to send someone in with you. So, to that effect, we also implanted a sub-symbiotic link between the two of you.
You did what?
Oh, please, Doctor, don't act like you're shocked. We can already track where you are via your TARDIS. It's linked to the Matrix. We've already made a few changes there too. But just think of all this as an extension of that. Traxia will know where you are, and through her, so will we.
And you agreed to this?
Well, yes. It's just that I've always wanted to...
Traxia has several times requested an off-world position within the CIA. And long story short, I could think of no one better to see how she copes off-world.
So let me get this straight. You want me to undertake occasional assignments for you, in return for which you give me general free rein until I'm needed. And during my free time, you want me to conduct an evaluation on Traxia here?
Precisely.
When you put it like that, it does seem a bit one-sided.
Nice to know it's not just me who thinks so.
That will be all for now, Sub-Administrator. Go wait in the conference room. I will call you if you are needed further.
Yes, Coordinator. Doctor, I hope we do meet again soon.
Traxia, just one more thing.
Yes?
You said you know me by reputation only. Do me a favour and sum up your thoughts on me in 3 words.
Dangerous, unpredictable, exciting.
I like her.
You'll work well together.
I still should have listened to her at the end, though. I know it wasn't real, but I was still prepared to kill that Arcateenian, and by extension, possibly the people in the city.
You did what you believe was right. And had it been a real situation, it would have led to the completion of your assignment.
Still should have listened. I got too caught up in the moment.
That is precisely why we have paired you together. If she wants an off-world position, she needs to face the harsh realities of the universe. Realities like she'll experience travelling with you.
And in return, I have someone who makes sure I don't go too far.
Then you agree to our terms, Doctor?
I hope you've got the keys, because I have no idea what I did with that universal skeleton key Houdini gave me.
I know this might seem an odd question, but why did you agree?
Well, freedom is always the obvious answer, but honestly, I can't tell you, Traxia. You just have to see it out there. It's beautiful and horrific, amazing and terrifying. It's such a huge universe, and yet some of the smallest things are the most important.
I spent so long here, both at the Academy and in the CIA, studying the universe and time streams, and yet every time I tried to get further, I was told I didn't know enough yet.
Yeah, because as Time Lords, we are here simply to observe and never to interfere. Unless you're a member of the CIA.
Exactly. But how are we supposed to ever observe anything from here?
You're not. That's the problem with the non-interference policy. It's also a restraining order against the rest of the universe.
Is that why you left?
I had my own reasons, but I suppose me, the Master, the Rani, the Monk, Drax, even the War Chief, we all left because we didn't want to be tied down by it. Now it seems neither do you.
I want a posting off-world, but I also want... I don't really know how to describe it.
The universe will help you find the words. Trust me.
That's your TARDIS? I thought the blue box shape was just a story.
Yes, it is my TARDIS, but what have they done to her? Oh, look at the state of you.
You mean it's not supposed to look like that?
No! Well, yes, it's supposed to be a police box, but look at it! Quadriggers obviously tried to fix the chameleon circuit. I mean, the old girl's managed to resist, but she's all scraped and scuffed. The door sign's on the wrong side, for goodness sake.
Can you put it back to how it was?
Possibly. I seem to remember that happened once before, but for the life of me, I can't remember how I fixed it, if I even did. She might have done it herself. Oh, well, you're still here, old girl, and that's what matters. Now, with any luck... Ah, yes, cubbyhole behind the P is still there, along with the spare key. Oh, no, they've redecorated in here, too.
I quite like it.
I don't.
What's wrong with it? Nice, gleaming, clean, white. It's bright, it's fresh, it's...
Boring. There's no character. How can a race with such flair for brightly coloured robes have absolutely no sense of interior design? Oh, never mind. We'll soon fix that. Right, old girl. Surprise me.
Okay, I have to admit, that is an improvement. I like the wood panelling and stained glass, especially.
I've lost my comfy chair, though. It's meant to be over there by the bookshelves. Oh well, I'm sure it will turn up. But at least we've got some music on demand, though. I was wondering where that jukebox had gone.
Nice to see it's decided to material coordinate the console, although that silver rotor's a bit incongruous.
It's she, not it, if you please. I wonder what that glass dome up there for is, too. And how am I going to reach it to clean it? I wonder if that telescopic duster's still in the wardrobe.
Ah, yes. Speaking of wardrobe...
Yes, I'm sure you want something a bit more comfortable than all of that Gallifreyan guard garb.
Actually, I was thinking of you.
What? Oh, right, yes. Still wearing the prison overall. It's a shame. Those adjudicator robes were quite fetching. I think I might still actually have some somewhere. Let's set a course first.
Are you going to have anything to fit me?
Oh, don't worry about that. There's plenty in the wardrobe for all shapes, sizes, genders, identities, and everything in between. In fact, I think I might still have one of Marilyn's dresses in there somewhere.
Who's Marilyn?
Earth film star, charming lady. Had a massive crush on several of me. Come on, wardrobe's this way, I think. I'll tell you about it as we go. You see, me and Marilyn were at this movie premiere. I think it was another sequel about that guy in the hockey mask. Amazing that series was still going in the 23rd century. Anyway, we had decided to go and get some pre-premiere Kronkburgers, and of course she has to have extra ketchup, which went all down her dress. So, being of a similar size and appearance to her in that particular incarnation, we agreed to swap dresses. The only problem then was this was where the script had ended, and I had no idea what I was going to say next, so I said to her, do you...